Hi to all my awesome friends. I'm joining in with the Little Rural Homestead for a no spend month. We are heading into April now, and I'm going to share with you what I've saved for April. I'm going to still pay all of my bills out of my Social Security check and use no other money. But, this is the big but, guys, I have Alice in Wonderland for the month of April, and I'm going to be spending more than $50 on plants and potting mix. Except for that, everything else is still going to be a no spend. So you are going to see a lot more planting, and you're going to see a lot more containers and a lot more displays with plants. And I'm going to have to probably spend quite a bit more. And on top of that, I tore up 2 flower beds and I'm replanting them. So we have a lot of money we're spending on plants and potting mix for the month of April. But except for that, we're staying on a no spend month. All the bills, utilities, and food are all bought out of our Social Security. Now, let's go see what I did for the first week of April. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to do a no spend for the month of April, but everything except for the garden, I will stay in budget. But I think we're still doing pretty good, and I'm still making sure we have money going into savings. Stay tuned and see what we did. Good afternoon. We're going to be working on our budget and where our money is going. This is the first week of April, and we're going to try to do a no spend month. We've been trying since the beginning of the year, and we've been doing pretty good. Paying all our bills, buying groceries, and everything out of our 2 Social Security checks. It's been a little bit of a struggle, but we've managed to make it, so I don't want to complain too much. We'll see how we do for April. It's Alice in Wonderland month, so I will probably be spending a little bit out of budget for that. But except for plants, we're going to try staying in budget. So let's see what Grandma's going to spend her money on this month and how her savings is coming along. Now, you know, for the January, February, and March, we were able to save $1,000 for the dental work. And we're going to see if we can do the same in June, if we can save enough to do it, or sooner. So we're going to see what we can do. So let's start working on our savings first. Now, I know I've mentioned this in the past, but I'll mention it again. I had too many family members worried about me using real money, so we're using play money instead. But the money is really going and really getting put aside. We'll share that in the future with you. Here it's a $100 bill that's going into our emergency fund. And we do that first thing of every month to make sure that we get that money saved. Because it's important to make sure we budget for savings, because we never know what's going to happen. So there's my $100 for emergency funds. Then we also have just savings. So this is giving us $200 a month, and over the year's time we should have $2,400 saved. We're going to hope that's what I can do. It's been a little hard last month because we had a lot of extra expenses having to go out, but we made it somehow, and we will see what happens in the future. And here is our other $100 for savings. And now we're working on dental, and dental is $200 a month. Now my total, I need to have $5,000 by the end of the calendar year. So we'll see if I can make it. And here is the $200. And we're going to put that in our dentist fund. And when we get $1,000, we'll be taking it to the dentist, and I'll show you a receipt of how much I've given them. And we had a little less than $25 left over this last week's food bill. So here I added a couple dollars more, so it was $25. So we have $225 right at the moment. Okay. So there is $225 in my dentist fund. And it's important that we try to be consistent about saving. Now, we like to go on vacation every year. And so we have a vacation fund. And here it is, vacation. I'm going to put $100 in there. And we're going to hope for the best. We are planning just a small cruise, and I've already paid a lot on it. So there's no reason why I shouldn't have it paid off, since I'm putting $100 a month in it. And also that $100 also helps for my camp membership also. So that's what I put this week's money in. $100 for my vacation fund, $225 for the dentist, and $100 for savings, and $100 for emergency funds. And I thought we did pretty good. Let me know what you thought about my savings. Like I said, we're trying our best to just do a little each week, not to get ourselves frustrated, and we're trying to make sure that we get everything saved up that we can. Now, I have gotten a little bit better about some things, and I'm cutting back on other things. The dental is going to be impossible. I just had to start throwing all extra money at that. So that's what we're going to be doing. Let me see if I can get it where you can see the emergency funds and the savings fund and the vacation fund. That's what this week we did. And I know it's not a lot of money, but we're living on a small income. And even with a small income, you can have emergency funds, savings, vacation, and plan to get dental work done. But you have to plan and you have to budget for it. And if you do, anything is possible. I am going to cut down some of the things that I'm paying, and we'll be sharing that each week also when I have to cut back. I am now throwing every extra bit of money. I got to find it first. Any money left over at the end of each week for any category, that money will be going into the dentist. And so if I have any extra money after I buy my groceries, it's going in here. And the only thing I probably won't be throwing in here is my $50 for gardening and my $20 for my fairy gardens. Because even that is not much money in this day and age. Everything costs so much. But I did want to share with you my budget. And the only time I'm going to go out of budget for probably for plants is probably going to be in April, because we have Alice in Wonderland coming up, and I have a lot of plants I need to fill in spaces, and I tore up 2 flower beds that I'm replanting, and you know, I spent extra money, and I did really good about staying in budget until we got to April. But now I have to get serious and get them planted, and I need to buy some more potting mix, and maybe a few more containers, and maybe even some more plants. I'll know more once I start throwing everything in the ground. And a lot of my plants are going to be cuttings, and that will be a zero cost. And as you can see, we are sharing our succulents with you more and more every week also, because the succulents last a long time. You can take cuttings off of them, and all these beautiful plants, eventually I'll take all the cuttings and replant it, and I'll be able to redo this same container without spending any money except for a little bit of fresh soil. And that's why I love succulents, because they last so long and they look so beautiful in the garden. And we're going to be doing a lot more fairy gardens with succulents, because it's a lot cheaper in the long run. And I have a lot of succulents here. So get ready for a lot of succulents and a lot of things. When we went to the park for Easter, let me pull this out. Let me see. I got this piece of little wood that's just on the ground. And I thought this would make a great piece for a fairy garden. What do you think? You know, there's so many things you can do for a fairy garden that are free. Oh, sorry my neighbors like to have their music so loud. Well, I guess I should say bye. Hugs and kisses to all of you. Hope you enjoyed this week's budgeting and emergency savings. And of course, we did our dental too. And we always think it's important to have a vacation too. So, see you in the next video, my dear friend. See you then. Every Monday we will try to do some more on the budget and share what bills we've paid and where the money came from.